Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be looking at Concept 2, discuss how the objectives, finding a direct trade route to the Orient through a three-step process. From your assigned readings, offer specific factual examples of this process from each part of the process. And be sure to understand the term mercantilism and giving specific examples of mercantilism as well in your essay. So, Concept 2, we'll be looking. I'm going to give you basically just kind of go through the general terms of this, and then you're going to have to do a little bit of research to give specific examples of each of these as indicated. So, for so the objective of the age of expansions were carried out through a three-stage process, and that's what we're going to go through in this concept. And then again, you're going to provide specific examples from your research of reading lessons 1 through 3 as indicated here, which you can, these are linked within the essay prompt where you were direct from this YouTube posting. So first there were the sea captains who were responsible for geographical expansion, such as Da Gama, Columbus, Magellan, Cortez. So those are examples, but you need to give specific examples. So you just don't list their names. You want to list when, where they were from, exactly, and give it as much detailed information concisely. You don't have to write a huge essay just in their voyages, but concise but detailed information about each of these sea captains, right? Second came the conquerors, or the first wave of settlers, who were responsible for political expansion. This is exemplified by the development of the English colonies, or by the resourceful, the ruthlessness of the Spanish soldiers, such as Cortez, who laid the foundations for a vast European empire by overwhelming, flourishing native cultures in the New World. So again, you want to give at least 3 examples from the assigned readings, somewhere between lessons 1 through 3. You're going to be able to find examples for that. And give a little bit of detail. Again, dates, exactly the name of the person, where they were from, why they were out there for conquerors. And then finally, for the third one, the third part of this process, for defining how this all came about, came from exploiting, or which was responsible for commercial expansion of Western European countries. This was usually done through the joint stock companies, or by the use of royal offices, which were used to replace the conquerors. This third phase, which developed during the age of expansion, would soon be modified into 2 economic philosophies called mercantilism. All right, so this is a real important concept to understand, mercantilism, because it's basically the economy of colonization and empire building that is going to be the basis of the United States colonial history under British America. Mercantilist policies were adopted by countries in order to gain economic unity and control and to achieve national and international power. These 2 basic ways in which this was, there were 2 basic ways in which this was done. One, the first objective was the acquisition of as much gold and silver as possible. The importance of money was emphasized because of its growing use in trade and business, and to establish a country as a military power. 2, a country did not have mines from which to draw the bullion, gold, silver, or whatever the source of value might be. It was deemed necessary to have a favorable balance of trade as a second alternative. This meant encouraging industry and agriculture in order that a nation would not be dependent upon foreign manufactured goods or products or services. The raw material which were available at home might be obtained from colonies, right? As was the case in the third and final stages of the Age of Expansion. Mercantilistic policies also called for a large shipping industry, a strong protective navy, and control over exports and imports. Competing imports were restricted and exports of finished products were encouraged in order to bring in a cash balance. Colonies then became important not only as locations of gold and silver, so that would be the first phase under this mercantilistic policies, but this becomes the final phase, which the English would really perfect, as suppliers of raw materials and purchases of finished products manufactured in the mother country. In conclusion, mercantilism, not a direct route to the Orient, became the main objective of European nations by the time they had reached the third phase of the Age of Expansion. For England, which is our main concern for purposes of this class, this occurred about 1650 with the passage of the Navigation Acts of that year. All right, that's Concept 3, or Concept 2. We'll discuss Concept 3 the next time you click. See you there.